like we should, it is
No
always,
problem.
I mean,
Always,
it
if you are not,
will,
if you are not logged in, automatically it will log in.
okay, but
Auto login.
okay. So if we keep it as a login only for for a day, it will not make any charges or something.
No charges. No charges will apply.
Okay, sir. Okay, and I try to download that Putty Gen and Putty
Putty.
software as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So Putty Gen that gave me as a Putty release 0.76. It is the same one which you were asking.
Putty Gen only. Just a minute, madam.
Okay, sir.
Class నేను చేస్తాను 4:30 చేస్తాను. Yeah, Putty Gen software you have to download.
Okay, and that is 32-bit, 64-bit. What we need to choose?
64-bit.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so today first we are going to launch the instance. First I will show you Linux server instance. Then we can go for the Windows server instance.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me, Mr.
Hello, sir. This is Ketan. Actually, I am joining today for the first time. May I know, like, how many lectures have been covered till date?
Yeah, one demo class is completed. Next to the contents we discussed in AWS is completed. This is the first practical class. EC2 theoretical part tested, completed.
Okay, no worries. Sir, just curious about the one thing. Like, may I know, like, what is the coverage of this course? Like, how depth this course will be covered? Like, can you just highlight some keynotes on that?
Just already explained yesterday also. This is the contents we are going to discuss AWS Solutions Architect Associate. So these are the contents. So EC2, Amazon block storage, elastic IP addresses, IAM, S3 storage, Glacier storage, VPC, virtual private code, auto scaling, load balancers, CloudWatch, simple notification service, Route 53, CloudFront, Elastic Beanstalk, SQS and SCS, simple queue service and simple email service, Cloud Formation, relational database services, Dynamo database, EFS. This is the course contents we are going to discuss in our class, this class. So this is related to AWS Cloud Administrator or Solutions Architect level.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. And daily, how many hours, sir?
1 hour.
Okay, fine.
3:30 to 4:30. Okay.
Thank you.
This is the first, this is the first practical class.
Oh.
So just EC2 is nothing but a virtual server. So which are going to launch now. So log into your AWS account as a root user. Log into your account by using whatever the password you generated. Sign into your account. So every day we have to practice whatever the practice we completed, we have to do like this only. Now click on services. So the services which they are providing, all the services are there here, including development tools or machine learning, deep learning, application integrations, business applications. So what we are going to discuss in our classes, that services only we have to use. Now compute services. So first we can go for virtual server in the cloud. So already explained you, physical server means physical hardware. Top of the physical hardware, we have a physical operating system. That is a virtualization software. Top of that virtualization, we created virtual machines. So that is like servers or clients, whatever it may be. That is called virtual server. That servers now we are going to launch. They are predefined images. So click on EC2. Now, which instances are available, or is there any running available instances are there, it will show. So left side, you can click on EC2 dashboard. So here instances running 0, nothing will be there, because every day what I am going to practice, what I am going to show you, everything I will be terminate. So now first time you are launching your instance, remember. First time you are launching your instance. So click on instances. Click on instances. Now launch instance. Click on launch instance. So here see Amazon Linux is there. So Linux, we have different flavors are there. Amazon Linux, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, Ubuntu servers, SUSE Linux, and Microsoft Windows servers also available here. But here, whatever free tier eligible are there, those images only you can select. Here, these are not free tier. So when you launch this type of instance, immediately the charges will apply. So free tier eligible only you can check. So here I am selecting first one, Amazon Linux. Any Linux server which is free tier you can launch. So click on select Amazon Linux image. For example, I told you already. So this is my physical OS, Windows. Top of that I installed VMware Workstation virtualization software. Top of that I install number of Linux operating system depending upon my classes. Just what I am doing, just I am selecting that I am power on. Same thing we are doing on the cloud. Just through cloud, you are powering on this machine. Already the machine is ready to use, just you have to launch it. Launch means just you are powering on that. So click on select Amazon Linux. Click on select. Here C2, T2.micro, C4 large. So different types of hardware instances are available. So T2.micro free tier eligible. This only we have to select. Now micro instances are eligible for the AWS free usage tier for the first 12 months following your AWS sign up date. You get up to 750 hours of micro instances each month. So 750 hours you have to use at free of cost up to 12 months. When your free usage tier expires, if your usage exceeds the free tier restrictions, we can go for you pay standard A, pay as you forgo services. That is like per hourly 30 cents or 20 cents depending upon the instance family we selected. So we have to pay the money. But up to 1 year, free tier eligible machines only we are going to use. Every month 750 hours you can make it power on position. It's not like that, don't make it power on position. After your work is completed, you can terminate. The hours will not be count. So T2.micro vCPU, virtual CPU, one processor is there, 1 GB memory is there, Storage is elastic block store. Network performance low to moderate. Okay. Next to configure instant details. Click on configure instant details. Click on configure instance details. How many number of instances do we want to launch? I want to launch only one. So initially, first time I'm launching the instance. One instance only I'm going to launch. So please go to mute. Anybody not in the mute? So number of instances one only. Purchasing option. So this is, I will show you later. If you want to check the box, you can check the box. See, I am logged into Mumbai zone, Mumbai region here. In Mumbai region, we have 3 availability zones are there. Now the instances are available to purchase them $0.0037. But now I am launching on-demand instance. I have a free tier account is there. I no need to pay any single rupee here. So purchase option don't select. Network. Through which network you are going to launch your instance, because our laptop is in private network environment, but our instance is in public environment. Cloud. What is cloud? Accessing the resources from internet. Internet is nothing but a public. So through which network you are going to launch your instance means default VPC, default virtual private cloud, like router. For example, we have Wi-Fi routers in our home. Through router only our network packets going outside and communicating internet. Like that, this is VPC is called like a software router. Through VPC from our laptop, through web browser, we logged into our cloud account. We are launching one instance. If I want to log into that instance, I need one network. That is default network VPC. Automatically it will select. Whenever you create Amazon account, automatically they will provide one VPC. Every Amazon account, default VPC automatically provided by the Amazon people for communicating their services. Next to subnet, no preference, default subnet in any availability zone. So we are in Mumbai region. In Mumbai region, we have 3 availability zones are there. So if you want to select a specific subnet, you can select, not a problem. Or else, if you want to leave it for the system, automatically where the resources are available, automatically it will launch. I will show you. So initially I am selecting no preference. If you want to select, you can select. Next to auto assign public IP enable. It should be enabled because already explained you just now. From your laptop is in private network. You are communicating your public server, that is instance. So when you want to log into your instance, you need one public IP. That is the reason auto assign public IP should be make it in enabled state only. So placement groups means a group of servers you can keep on one place, but initial stage we don't have any group of servers. Just first time we are launching the instances. Capacity reservation open. So target groups, targets we are not yet created, not yet using. Next time we are going to discuss this one. Domain join directory. So if your company have a domain, so if you want to add this instance to the domain, so you can select that one. then it will show your domain name of your organization. It will add the instance into the domain. Next to IAM roles. Just now somebody asked me a question. Every time it is asking IAM user or normal user. So in coming classes, we are going to discuss. So select an IAM role that has read access to secrets manager and that have the following AWS management policies attached to your Amazon management instances core. So as a root user, you can create IAM users. For managing this instance, you can give the permissions to them. That is, we are going to see practically in our coming classes. So IAM role, no roles. This is Elastic Beanstalk role. The previous classes I created. Now shutdown behavior stop. Specify the instance behavior when as OS level shutdown is performed. So whenever you shut down, so how every day you are shutting down your laptop, means shutdown behavior is stop. Hibernate. Hibernation stops your instance and saves the contents of the instance's RAM to the root volume. You cannot enable hibernation after launching. Before launching only, if you select hibernate option, so you are doing some work there. For example, so middle of the work, unexpectedly you have some work is there, you forget to log out from your account. So where it is stopped, from there only you can continue your work. That is called hibernate. Next, enable termination protection. Protect against accidental termination. First instance, I am selecting this. Next instance, I don't want to select this, but we have to see the difference. See, by practical purpose, our free tier account, every day, whatever the instances I am going to launch, I can terminate. That is my daily work. So launch the instance after completing of the practical scenarios, I will terminate. Same, so last 1 year onwards, you are launching, terminating, launching, terminating, launching, terminating. So like that, if you join in any company organization, accidentally, if you make it terminate by default, because from last 1 year, we are in the same work, accidentally, if you terminate, maybe it is a database server or important critical application server, the entire data is going to be lost. That is the reason. It is real-time organizations make it to protect against accidental termination. Next to monitoring. Enable CloudWatch detailed monitoring. Additional charges are applied. So by default, in AWS, your instance will be monitored every 5 minutes. That is not chargeable. But if you want to monitor your instance every minute, that is called detailed monitoring. That is chargeable. Any mission critical applications are there, you can select to detailed monitoring. This is we are going to discuss in CloudWatch class, but don't check the box enable CloudWatch detailed monitoring because of charges will apply. Next, tenancy. Shared. Run a shared hardware. Simply I will explain. Run a shared hardware. This is my physical laptop. It has a physical hardware. My virtual machines, they are utilizing this shared hardware. Means my physical laptop hardware they are utilizing. See, when I power on 4 machines, they are sharing my physical hardware resources. Like in cloud, we are launching an instance. So do you want to use shared hardware or you want to go for dedicated hardware? So dedicated, run a dedicated instance means the complete hardware allocated to you. This is chargeable. So additional charges will apply for dedicated tenancy. Real times, big organizations, they can go for the dedicated hardware tenancy. So dedicated hardwares. but you don't select dedicated hardware. Shared hardware only we can select because they are chargeable. Next, so file systems, new file systems. Now it is not what is file systems we are going to discuss in our classes. So remaining options, leave it defaults. Here, if you want to write any script, automatically when you launch the instance, automatically run the script, create user or create group, whatever it may be, whatever the related script you want to write for your servers, you can write them automatically. They will work while booting the instance. Now, next option, add storage. So in interview point of view, they will ask the question, what is the default root volume size for Linux instance? See, volume type is root volume. This is the device name. This is the snapshot, automatically internal, it will take snapshot. So the root volume size of Linux instance by default is 8 GB. Volume type, general purpose SSD, solid state drive. IOPS 100 by 3000. IO operations, input output operations per second. So per GB, the request number of IO operations per second that the volume can support for provisioned IOPS, SSD and SSD volumes. So you can provision to up to 50 IOPS per GB. E is for one IO operation and up to 500 IOPS per GB for IO2. For general purpose SSD volumes, baseline performance is 3 IOPS per GB with a minimum of 100 IOPS, maximum 16,000 IOPS. General purpose SSD volumes under 100 GB can burst the size up to 300 IOPS. IOPS means reads per second, writes per second into your hard disk. Throughput MBS, throughput in MBs. We are not transferring any data here, not will come. And then this question they will ask, delete on termination. When I terminated my instance, automatically terminate this volume also. Remember, when I terminated my instance, automatically delete the volume also. Otherwise, the default block store, this is EBS volumes. The default block store volumes free tier eligible is 30 GB only. See here. Free tier eligible customers can get up to 30 GB of EBS general purpose or magnetic drives. If you are unchecked this box, if you terminate instance, your instance will be terminated, but the space is still available in your cloud account. Like this 8 GB, 8 GB, 8 GB every day, it will keep into your account. If it is cross 30 GB, that is chargeable. That is the reason. Delete my volume at the termination. Real times, we are not going to delete because they have to pay the money, organizations. Practical purpose, you have to check the box, delete on termination. Here, two questions you can expect in interview. What is the root volume size of Linux instance 8 GB? What is the volume type, general purpose SSD? And what is the termination policy of by default when you delete the instance, delete on termination? Is the root volume by default is encrypted? No, not encrypted. If you want to encrypt, you can encrypt it, but default is not encrypted.
Sir, if
So
we
this,
select the delete on termination, we may lose the data, right?
we have delete on termination. If you select this one, automatically your data is also going to be delete.
Yeah. Okay.
Means operating root volume is nothing but a operating system disk.
Yeah.
Okay, that is also going to be loss. Okay.
So every time when we log in or launch it again, a new rest disk will be available.
SSD available, because free practice purpose only we are going to use. Real times we are not going to delete the volume. Practice purpose.
Why it will add again 8 GB? Like, see, I created one instance
Hmm.
and I'm using on the same instance every day. I'm terminating it today, end of the day.
Say terminating means completely demolish. You are not shutdowning.
I'm just shutdowning my instance. I'm stopping my instance and I'm
Yeah,
using tomorrow I'm starting it, but
Yeah.
I don't need to add the 8 GB again, right?
No need, no need. So
So in that purpose, I'm not using 30 every day 8 GB. It's 8 GB only for one instance. It has been allocated.
yes. So if you stop, there is no problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
yeah. Sir, this termination means you're just like, it is just like a switching off your computer, right?
No. Completely your instance is demolished.
Okay. So every time you need to make new one?
New one. You have to practice.
Okay, for practice, but in regular use, you don't need to terminate it,
No.
right?
In regular use, how you are shutting down your servers, like that only you have to shut down.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, sir.
Sir, I think Madam was asking the termination here itself. Termination in the sense here they are just deleting the space, whatever the space we are using.
See,
Root.
now
Volume.
what we are doing, I am launching one server. Okay, Linux server.
Yeah.
So when you buy a laptop, do you have any hard disk? Without hard disk, you can get the laptop.
With hard disk.
This is the disk I am telling you.
Yeah.
8 GB disk they are providing with my EC2 instance. When I terminate instance, this
So
whatever the
when you
8 GB space is there, that is also deleted.
when you say terminate, you are just stopping the instance, right?
Not stopping. That is the reason I'm telling you. Stopping means shutdowning your system.
Terminating means you're completely deleting that instance.
You're completely demolishing that.
Okay, so if I don't check this, it will not delete that space when I
If-
delete the instance.
If you uncheck this, it will keep your
Your
data
voice is
safe.
breaking. Your voice is breaking.
See, if you uncheck this, your
Okay.
disk is safe.
Okay. Disk is still remaining there, but my instance
Yeah.
is no more.
Yeah,
So
instance is
that 8 GB remains there with
yeah,
my account.
yes.
Okay, got you.
Yes.
Now it's clear. Thank you.
Okay. Next, add tags. Add tag name. So understandable name you can give. Linux new server, for whatever it may be, real times DB server, app server, Linux new server. Add another tag. Employee ID, who launched, for example, 5566. Employee name, who launched, ID and name. So this is for understanding purpose.
We're not going to use it, these names.
No need to use. Just I'm giving you for who created real times, big organization. We have to understand who launched this instance.
Okay.
Employee main, some Ravi Kiran. For example, department, like if you want to write, depending upon the requirement. Next, click on configure security group. So a security group is nothing but a set of firewall rules that control the traffic for your instance. So this page, you can add rules to allow specific traffic to reach your instance. Means incoming requests for your instance. So if you want to set up a web server and allow HTTP rule, but by default, I have a Linux server is there. I want to log into my Linux server instance. Whenever you want to log in from one computer to another computer, we need a network protocol. Remember, see, you have a laptop, I have a laptop. So you have Windows OS, I have Windows OS.
We have been on Shopify. We built the website all.
I want to log into your computer, you want to log into my computer. In that scenarios, we can use remote desktop protocol. Like you have Linux OS, I have Linux OS. I want to log into your Linux server, you want to log into my Linux server. We need SSH. So default security group is SSH. Port number is 22. Remember these two they will ask. What is the default security group of Linux? Default security group of Linux is default security group of Linux is SSH. Port number is 22. Next, review and launch. Launch instance. Now here, first time you are launching your instance from your laptop. Just now you created one AWS account. You are launching one Linux server instance. You need to download a key pair. Authentication is required between your local computer to your cloud environment. Now, what is key pair? A key pair consists of a public key that AWS stores. So AWS stores our public because we created our account. Automatically, they will authenticate our account. So they will store the public key authentication and a private key file that you store. So the private key you have to download because that can understand this is the person can access my AWS account. So that key pair you are going to download now. Now, together, they allow you to connect your instance securely. For Windows machine images, the private file is required to obtain a password to use to log into your instance. For Linux AMS, a private key follows you to securely SSH into your instance. Now, that is the keys I will explain now. Yesterday, I already explained PEM format, PPK format. So, first time, this is one time setup only. Every time if you launch instance, no need to download key every time, new key. First time only you can download the key. So select a key pair. Sorry. Click on here, first option. Create a new key pair. First time, only one time setup. So first time it will not show any key, nothing will be shown. Just you have to select create a new key pair. Key pair name, as ever you can write. AWS 3:30 PM. I am writing my key pair name. Click on download. See, again I am telling you, every day when you launch instance, for every instance, no need to download the key pair, new key pairs. Whatever I am downloading first time to log into my account, when I am going to launch my instance, in that particular time only, one time key pair only you can download. One is enough. Don't download number of keys, you will confuse. So download key pair. Now see, AWS 3:30 PM PEM format file by default downloaded. Now key is downloaded into your local computer. Now select the key. Again, drop down this one. Click on the drop down button. Choose an existing key pair now. Now what is the key pair we downloaded? AWS 3:30 PM. Check the box. Acknowledge this one. Click on launch instances. So now view instances. Now the server is ready. Linux new server. Instance ID, instance type, availability zone, AP South 1B, instant state is pending. So click on refresh. It will come into the, it is launching means like powering on. It will come into the running state. Now
Sir, this availability zone, it is showing, it is AP
Mhm.
South 1B, means that is the, now you are still doing it from Mumbai.
Yes.
And what is this, then availability zone means it is available over there. Now that instant is set over there, right?
Yes, the hardware resources, now when the time you are launching, the from there it allocated to you.
Okay,
We have 3 data centers, 1A, 1B, 1C.
okay.
Okay. Now,
How it is only there in one data center, sir?
no, 3 data centers in Mumbai region.
No, our instance.
Our instance is only one availability zone. You can
Okay.
keep your instance. See, you have a physical server. How many areas you can put your physical? You have only one server.
Our application can be different. Okay.
Yeah, that coming classes it will come.
Okay.
See, you have a physical machine. You bought your laptop. How many areas you can put your laptop? One area or different areas? Same laptop you can put.
One area, if
One
it is
area only.
physical.
It
Yeah,
is a physical like that.
yeah.
So I
Okay.
launched one server. So I kept in IP South 1B. Again, I can launch another server. I can kept in AP South 1A. Between these two servers, I can maintain the load balancing. That is coming classes we are going to discuss. Application load balancers.
So now it is defaultly give this data center to us. We didn't
Yeah,
select it.
defaultly they launched our instance in AP South 1B.
Okay.
So while launching, I showed you default subnet
Yeah.
AP 1A, 1B, 1C. I showed you
Yeah, subnet option.
subnets. Yeah, same. So, but the defaults I selected. That is the reason South 1B that is available. They allocated to us. Now, status description, instance ID, state is running, T2.micro, private to DNS means this is your server IP address. Remember, everybody will confuse. This is my Linux server IP address. Every operating system has its own IP address. But here another IP is there, public IP. While launching instance, already I told you auto SN public IP should be enabled, because if you want to log into your Linux instance, you need one public IP. For that is the reason we selected auto SN public IP enabled. If this IP address is not there, you cannot log into your Linux server, because our laptop network is private network. Your instance is in public cloud. How can you launch? You need a public IP address. That IP address they allocated to us. So security groups, which we selected inbound rules, outbound rules. So VPC, default VPC, platform, Amazon Linux, platform details, Linux or Unix. So network interface card name ETH0, like the details about your instance. Status checks. So create status check alarm. So when you configure CloudWatch, you can check the status of your instance. Monitoring, already we selected default mode monitoring, no alarms configured. This is also come with CloudWatch. Tags. So here I can understand name, Linux server. So employee name, Ravikiran, employee ID 5566. Here you can see the tags. Now server is ready. Server is ready. Now what you have to do? I have to log into my server. So how to log into your server? Copy your public IP. Now you downloaded one file, PEM format file. Already explained yesterday, PEM format file will not support from Linux to Windows, Windows to Linux login. Windows to Windows PEM file you can use. Linux to Linux PEM file you can, PEM format you can use. But here Windows to Linux server instance I am going to log in. PEM format will not support. You have to convert the star.pem file to putty format, PPK, putty private key format. You have to convert it. How to convert? You have to download a putty gen. software 64-bit. So already I downloaded PuttyGen software. So converting star.pem file as a star.ppk file. Double click on PuttyGen software. See, some students, they will confuse generate means click on generate. So this is not correct. Already file is generated and downloaded. Just I have to convert into PPK format. So load an existing private key field. I am not generating a public key. I am not generating a private key. Somebody, they will click on generate. So they have to send a mail. So I generated key. It is not working. It will not work. Already key is generated. We downloaded that key. But from live Windows to Linux, it will not support. That is the reason I am converting into PPK. So select load an existing private key file, click on load. So carefully how to remember this point. Click on load. Now here select all files. Right side drop down button, all files. That is in downloads directory. What is our PEM file name? AWS 330 PM.
Hello?
Downloaded PEM
Hello.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
for, yeah, tell me, Mr.
Sir, it
We
was,
lost you in between.
yeah, you were not audible for last like a minute ago.
You dropped off.
So now my voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Screen is shared.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Network is disconnected. So again, I am showing you. Open PuttyGen. So click on load. Select all files. Here, AWS 330 PM PEM format. See, PEM format file. Double click on this file. See, this message will come. Successfully imported foreign key, open SSH, private key, old PEM format to putty format. It is converted. Click on OK. Now click on save private key. Click on save private key. Are you sure you want to save the key? Yes. Now here just type key name Linux, sorry, AWS 330 PM dot PEM. Select this one. Now just what you want to do, remove this one. PEM AWS 330 PM dot remove PEM, type PPK. That's all. Just click on save. Then click on close. Enough. This is one time. Every day, no need to do this one. First time when you launch instance, then only you can do this one. Now you can have two files. One is PEM format file. One is PPK formatted file. From Windows to Linux server instance login, use PuTTY. Windows to Windows, use PEM. Linux to Linux, use PEM format file. Now open PuTTY software now. Open PuTTY. Now paste your public IP address, which is copied previously. I copied public IP address of our instance, or else you can again go back. So here, IPv4 public IP, copy this public IP, open PuTTY software, paste the IP address, expand SSH, select authentication, select your private key file, click on browse. Which file? It is already converted. See, all are PPK files. Our file is AWS 330 PM PPK converted. Just now we converted. PuTTY private key file. Click on open. Again open. So the private key is authenticated. Yes. So I am changing the settings, appearance, font I am changing. Okay. Apply. Now you can get login screen like this. The default login of Linux user account is EC2-user. EC2-user. Just to type. Somebody underscore, they will give, somebody give dot like that. No spaces. EC2-user is the default user account. Now you can get a dollar prompt. Dollar prompt refers is a normal user. But if you want to work as an administrator, switch into administrator account, sudo super user do su. Now you can get hash prompt. Now you can become as a administrator. Then you can use the Linux commands, creating files, creating directories, mkdir, Oracle, whatever it may be, to check the available disks in Linux. These are Linux administration related commands. Like my computer, which drives are there in Linux, df-h. Now I want to create the user account, user add, username Srini, to assign the password to users. Like this, these are Linux commands. Just now I am showing you for Srini. So yes, like this. So like this, you can launch your Linux server. You can work with your Linux servers. Not we are going to work, just we are going to give the, you are going to make it launch the servers. Again, admin team will come, Linux administrators, database administrators, their work they will do. Our work, we launched server. We given the servers to them. They can log into their authentications. They can do whatever the works, whatever the roles and whatever the responsibilities they allocated, they can do on that one. Now, coming out from this, I am exiting this. Exit. Now go to your account now. Now, here, click on actions. Go to instance state. Now see here. Stop means it will shut down. Again, tomorrow you can launch. But every time you launch, public IP will be changed, but your server is same, your data is same, everything is same, nothing will be changed. Reboot means how we are rebooting our Windows system, like that you can reboot. Terminate, completely demolish your server. Stop means shut down. Reboot your server means it will reboot your instance. Terminate means completely your instance is going to be demolished. Again, tomorrow while you are practicing, you can launch. Now, these volumes we are going to discuss coming classes. Click on volumes. Volume, root volume, 8 GB disk. See, it shows 8 GB disk. Once I terminated that, automatically it is also going to be deleted. That is the reason. While launching instance, I checked the box, delete on termination. When I terminated my instance, disk also delete. So our data is going to be lost. But real times, we are not going to do that, but your practice purpose. So go to EC2 dashboard, click on running instances. So my class is completed, for example. What I can do, I can terminate it. So here you can check. Sometimes when I am taking night 8 to 9 batch, sometimes I will forget to terminate them. So I can directly close my browser. So tomorrow when my next class, when I launch my instance, it show running. Then I can understand my night class, after class, I am not terminated. Then I can check how many hours they calculated. Here I can see September 30, 2010, 2021, 4/12. This time we launched the instance. How much time they calculated? Less than 1 hour. Here you can check launch time and how many hours are utilized. Here we can check. So once your work is completed, just what you have to do, you have to terminate it. Because unnecessarily, if you are not terminating, if you are stopping, they will calculate hours. Or else if you are practicing Linux administration, for example. So some of the topic you practiced half of the topic. Tomorrow you want to practice it, you can stop it. Because 750 hours free of cost actually is there. So then tomorrow you can practice it. So 750 hours you can calculate per month. But I am taking number of classes, that is the reason. So it will calculate each and every time. That is the reason I will be terminated. But if you want to practice Linux commands, anything, you can launch one Linux server instance per 1 hour or 2. Every day you can make it 2 hours practice. 30 days, 60 hours only every day are utilized. 750 hours free of cost is there. Now I am terminating here. Instant state, terminate it. See, warning, on an EBS backed instance, the default action is for the root EBS volume to be deleted when the instance is terminated. Storage on any local drives will be lost. Just now I explained you. Once I terminate that instance, whatever the data is there on the drive, that is also going to be lost. But here I selected at the time of launching instance, I protect against termination, because by practicing, in real times also, sometimes we can unexpectedly, maybe we can do it terminate. That is the reason, terminate on protection. Now I can guess, we cannot terminate it. But here, there is a terminate and protection is enabled. It will not terminate, but how to terminate it? So select the instance, click on actions, go to instance settings, change termination protection, not instance state, instance settings. Change termination protection. By default, I enabled there, disable it. Now click on actions, instance state, now terminate. So yes, it is enabled now, terminate it. So it is terminated. So it will take time. Click on instances. So shutting down. So even it is terminated also, for example, immediately I have another class is there. If I terminated also, it shows up to my classes are completed. So tomorrow once I log in, it will not show here. Even terminated also, buffers already it shared, it show here, but that is not countable. But it shows until you next login. See, terminated. Now check the volume is there or not. Go to volumes. See, that is also deleted. Now I can check my billing dashboard here. So my billing dashboard, maybe sometimes if I forget to delete any chargeable services, I can check here. Is there any charges are applying on my account? ₹2.25 they charged this month. Elastic Complete Cloud $0.01. So tax now no tax, and relational database service 1 cent. Simple storage 3 cents they charged. So ₹2. So last month bill, for example, billing details monthly wise. Last month August. What is my bill? August bill ₹95. $1.30 they charged me. So because of Amazon Internet Services, they charged $133 because I transfers the data from one region to another region. So they will charge that internet service charges. $1.30 they charged me ₹95. So they will not debit the amount from your account. There is no rights for them. So up to 10,000, 20,000 bills also somebody will get. But what can maximum they can do? They will terminate your account. They suspend your account. Then you can create a new Gmail account. Again, you can create another Amazon AWS account. This is my 5th or 6th account. One time accidentally relational database chargeable instance I launched, they charged me ₹4,000. They terminated my account. Again, I created a new Gmail account. I created a new AWS Management Console account.
With the
So,
same credit card?
sorry?
With same credit card?
Same debit card or credit card. Same card I used.
Okay.
Okay. So this is today's class. Tomorrow, Windows Server instance I will show you. Like how Linux Server instance we launched. How to log into Windows Server instance. There is a slight difference will come. Then I am going to show you how to configure website on Linux Server instance. Then whatever the website I configured from my laptop through cloud server, you can check your laptop, you can open web browser, you can check my website, whether you are getting my website or not, you can tell me tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Tomorrow we are going to connect. So today
Yes.
you have to practice this one. So launching Linux server instance, generate the puttygen. So convert the key from PEM format to PPK format, and successfully how to launch. And if there is any doubt, please ask me tomorrow. Okay. Thank you all.
Sir, there is a one WhatsApp group is made for that. Is there any like WhatsApp group for asking the question,
No,
doubts?
madam,
or
they
something?
are not allowing to share my number. That is main problem.
Oh,
Tell me, sir.
Maybe they can have some Instagram or something they created maybe. So I will ask them that link they will send. There you can put your
Oh.
doubts. I will clarify them.
okay.
Okay.
But I can do it on email rather because I don't have the
Or else you can
Instagram.
email, because morning 8 o'clock to up to night to 10 o'clock I am in classes only. Every day, every minute I have to check my emails because of I have to log into the next classes. The links
Okay.
I have to check. Then I can see mails regular. This is anytime it is in open state only. Okay.
Okay.
You
And
can put
then,
one screenshot. You can send a mail to me. I will reply that one.
okay. Sir, your email ID then?
My email ID. Just a minute. Where chat box is there? I am typing my email ID. You can go through that one.
Yes.
That one. nivas333@gmail.com.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
సార్ పుట్టించని ఫోన్ లో ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవచ్చా సార్? హలో
I think sir has locked out.
Madam.
Yes.
Can we install Putigen in Android mobile phone?
Yes, yesterday sir said you can do it. Yeah, sir said, I don't have idea, but sir said somebody was asking for mobile. So sir said yes, he can download it on mobile as well.
There are many options. Say there are many options are coming like with Putigen name.
Uh,
I'm in confusion actually, which I should choose like that.
I also downloaded I think the 32 bit, but
Right.
then sir had asked us to do it for 64 bit.
Putigen, we should download Putigen PEM format. Another one is Putty software. These three we should download in order to create AWS management console account. Am I right?
Yes. So in Google, you try to give this download Puttigen for Android. You try to search like this. So maybe
Sure.
you'll get the required option, I guess. Because I tried with for Windows. So I got Putty. The Putty is another. So we need to do it Puttigen and Putty both, right? So I got the Putty, but Puttigen I got wrong, I guess. So I'm just trying today again.
Okay.
Okay, so you try to search for Android.
Sure. Puttigen and Putty software.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, madam.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.